let's get you up to speed on Nvidia. The stock moving up a whopping 14%, up more than 60% year to date, an hour before the close after reporting fiscal fourth quarter results yesterday. The sentiment among analysts after the chip maker's earnings call is that it could emerge as a leader in the AI space. Here's what CEO Jensen Huang had to say about Nvidia's AI play and how ChatGPT has had an impact on it.
This is a AI model that can write a program for any program. Because of that reason, everybody who develops software is either alerted or shocked into alert or actively working on something that is like ChatGPT. The activity around the AI infrastructures that we build, Hopper, and the activity around inferencing using Hopper and Ampere to inference large language models has just gone through the roof in the last 60 days.
And joining us now with more on this is Yahoo Finance's senior tech reporter, Dan Howley. Dan, what does Nvidia's AI push tell us about other chip makers?
Yeah, so this basically has been something that Nvidia has been pushing towards for some time, going into AI, and now they're really hitting it at the right time with all of the hype around ChatGPT, Microsoft's Bing, Google's upcoming Bard, these kinds of transformational or transformer models that we're seeing here. And so, you know, it for other chip makers, it means that they need to step up as well. These kinds of programs that we're talking about here, you know, when it comes to training AI and then actually running the AI, it's two different things, by the way. It takes two different types of computing. That's something that Nvidia is well placed for, simply because, you know, the graphics cards that they make are perfect for running these heavy workloads. You can't do this with a standard CPU at the same speed. So that means that Intel has to really dig down, start getting into this space more. I know they're doing that now. AMD has to continue to push as well. But Nvidia really is perfectly positioned at this point in time. And it's not just ChatGPT and these kind of large language models that we're talking about. We're talking about AI of all kinds. You know, I mean, we've been using AI for years behind the scenes without necessarily recognizing it, but it continues to work its way into our culture. And so this is something that Nvidia is well placed to take advantage of, as you can see from its performance today, and really the comments from CEO Jensen Huang.
Yeah, and really getting themselves some solid partners on the cloud service providers, those CSPs that they were talking about on the call, the likes of Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, Oracle Cloud, all of those set to be partners with Nvidia on this front. But what was missing from Nvidia's earnings call from your perspective, Dan, and why should investors care or perhaps give that some attention as well?
Yeah, I think part of the big thing that was missing was the games aspect, right? During the pandemic, Nvidia shot up like crazy because we saw people were going out buying hardware for games, buying new computers that run Nvidia chips. And so we didn't necessarily have that conversation because they had fallen off. But as you can see here from this chart, they're starting to pick it back up again. They did fall off 46% year over year, but that's just from the pandemic, really. You could see those numbers going sky high throughout the pandemic time, and then fall off as people were able to get back to their lives. And yes, gaming did come in at 1.83 billion, which beat the 1.6 billion expectation, but it was still lower than the 3.62 billion we had seen in Q4 in the prior quarter. That's for the data center, my mistake. But we did see them really kick it back up. Gaming revenue was in Q4 2020 1.5 billion. So they're getting back to that kind of area where they're hitting the same type of numbers that they had seen before. So you can almost say that we're past this kind of trough that we had seen as a result of the pandemic.
All right. Yahoo Finance's own Dan Howley. Dan, thanks so much for helping us break down Nvidia earnings.